Have you ever been trapped in a conversation, feeling like you've run out of things to say, and suddenly everything just turns awkwardly quiet? You know, that moment when you're thinking so hard for something to say that you're sure everyone around you can hear your thoughts? I've been there, especially when my anxiety was at its worst, and I hated it. That's why I learned 3 ways to break free from those moments, and today, I want to share them with you. These tricks have helped me meet new people, keep conversations fun, and even understand why, sometimes, no matter what you do, silence is just inevitable. We've all been there, I know I have. You're in a new job or class, and suddenly you're alone in a room with someone you barely know. You exchange names, maybe a few words, and then nothing. Now what? For me, the first thing I learned was to get comfortable with that awkward silence, and it didn't happen overnight. I realized silence isn't going to kill me, unlike in a YouTube video where the pace has to stay up. Here's the thing, I can remember a lot of cringeworthy moments from my past, but when I tried to think of all the times I was stuck in awkward silence, none of them really stuck. Life's too short to stress over those quiet moments, they come and go. That still doesn't change the fact that sometimes conversations just fizzle out or get painfully dull. I've been there more times than I care to admit. So, I knew I needed a strategy to avoid that awkwardness. And guess what? There's actually more to say in response to even the most boring or tiny sentences than you'd think. Sounds wild, right? But here's the thing, people rarely give you the full picture. They leave out tons of context, and sometimes they don't even fully understand what they're trying to say themselves. The trick is to listen, not just to the words, but to what's beneath the surface. Like you're analyzing a novel in an English class. That's right, active listening. It sounds simple, but it's a game changer. Why not stop the conversation from dying before it gets a chance? The moment I started listening with presence, like really paying attention, I noticed something amazing. My brain just kicked in and started asking questions on its own. But what does that actually look like? Let's say someone casually mentions, I cut my hand on Sunday while working on a car. If I was genuinely paying attention, my mind would spark with all kinds of follow-ups. What kind of car? Is it yours? How'd you cut your hand? Can I see it? Do you work on cars often? Did it hurt? It was as if each simple statement opened a door to a bunch of potential questions. So am I saying the secret to conversation is becoming an expert on cars? Yes. Wait, no, not at all. It's about being curious. If I didn't explore things that fascinated me, whether it's cars, sports, hiking, or psychology, my conversations would be as dry as a snail on the Utah salt flats, and I wouldn't have much to connect with people over. The trick is to get out there, explore, and let that genuine interest fuel your conversations. Of course, it didn't hurt to get involved in things that most people enjoy, but I also made sure to follow what resonated with me personally. So, what am I saying? To have more fun and engaging conversations, I leaned into my interests to shape my personality. Now, here's a question. What do you think counts as a stupid question? Was it the one I just asked, or maybe something else? Personally, I don't think any genuine question is stupid, as long as it's asked with curiosity and respect. If you're genuinely trying to learn something, that's being brave and open-minded. How could wanting to know more ever be considered stupid? Sure, there are silly questions for laughs, but that's a different story. Sometimes when I sense conversations getting a little dry, I throw out questions like, how tall are you? Or, do you mow the lawn? They might sound ridiculous, but honestly, 9 times out of 10, people are more than happy to answer questions about themselves. And what's interesting is how often these questions lead the conversation in a completely unexpected and fun direction. They gave me a better sense of who the person was, making it easier to keep things flowing naturally. Maybe I'd find out they love basketball, or that they've never touched a lawnmower. Either way, it made the conversation a lot more interesting. There's something really important I just need to mention. Sometimes, no matter what I do, the conversation just won't work. But why not? The truth is, not everyone is great at conversations, and sometimes people just aren't in the mood to talk. I learned it's perfectly okay to let go in those moments. Whether it was an uninterested date or someone I didn't vibe with at a party, it wasn't the end of the world. I reminded myself not to water a dead plant, and that mindset worked wonders for me. If you really want more stuff like this, then just subscribe, guys. It would mean a lot to me. See you next time.